Alright, we're going to get started on this video. I've started this video 3 or 4 times today and just had nothing to say because I know when I start talking with this one, there are some people that are going to get a little pissed because I'm giving away sort of the secret sauce of some of the rimfire secrets. It's all about matching your ammo to the rifle. Now everybody knows I shoot with an off-the-shelf rifle, just a Ruger American rimfire. Nothing special, nothing fancy, nothing super expensive. Now when you're going to do stuff like that and not use a super expensive match type, match grade rifle, you're going to have to do things to optimize the performance. The biggest thing you're going to do is match the ammunition to the rifle. And every single rifle is different. Not just every brand, every model, but every rifle that comes off the assembly line is different. None of them are the same. No two barrels are the same. No two chambers are the same. This is just one of those facts of life, dirty little secrets with 22 long rifle. So when I say match ammunition to the rifle, what am I talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is going out and collecting here and there, when you can find them, a bunch of different brands of ammunition. Now, all of the ammunition I'm talking about is the lead, round nose, wax coated, I'm going to call it match style ammunition. It may not say match on the box, but it's that same type of ammunition. It's not the copper washed hollow point hunting stuff. Different use, different purpose. You can test that stuff in the exact same way. You just got to know that the different types of ammunition for different purposes. The hollow point, copper wash, copper plated hunting stuff is just for that, hunting and or plinking. This stuff is also for plinking, going out in the field and just having fun. But it's also the stuff you're going to use as a match shooter. Now, when I say that no two barrels, no two rifle chambers are the same on a 22, all right, some of that is a little bit different now because manufacturing processes have gotten to the point now in 2017 where companies are cranking out rifles to a very high standard. So when you find the ammunition that matches your particular make, model, brand, it may work very well in another of the same make, model, brand. Just because the manufacturing processes are not sloppy anymore, they're not custom fit, everything's being done with computers and robots and being measured by computers and robots, so they get it right more times than not. There's always that one piece that's off. There's always one that's for some reason is a little different, but that's the way it is. What you do is you've got several brands of ammunition that you've collected on your shopping sprees here and there over time. And you want to see which one is best for your rifle. Now, the brand of ammunition here, this is where people are going to get pissed. The brand of ammunition doesn't matter. You're getting the ammunition that fits your rifle. It might be cheap ammunition, or we'll say less expensive ammunition. None of it's cheap anymore. Thanks to the former president, 22 long rifle is friggin' expensive no matter what you do. It used to be a nice cheap alternative and a great way to go practice. Now most of it's just as expensive as going to shooting centerfire sometimes. But you'll get a collection of medium price range ammunition, because remember, you're shooting, if you're using this philosophy, you're shooting a off-the-rack, non-customized rifle. in competitions against people with customized, specialized, custom-built, hand-built rifles. So in order to compete, you have to go that extra mile. You have to do the research, collect the data, and you have to collect a lot of it. But at least we're out there shooting rifles and it's fun. So I went out this morning. It was a nice, beautiful Tennessee morning. It was 75 degrees when I started at 8:30. It ended up being almost 80 when I finished at 9:30 in the morning. Finished up quick because I had to clean the 4 stalls. That's just life. That's my job. So I have a collection of ammunition. Some of it's really old. Some of it's medium old. It's a collection. It's you know. Now I know what ammunition I like in that rifle because it's the ammunition I've used for years. Now, I did this video to help out the people who want to understand what I'm saying when I say match the ammunition to the rifle. Blah, blah, blah. I say it all the time. I ended up finding in the ammunition pile one brand that actually worked better than what I am used to. Oddly enough, now I have to try to track that down all over the internet and try to see if I can get some more of that. So, things always change. One thing you always have to remember, things always change. A manufacturer who put out rifles the same way for 20 years might be making them different now, and they could be better, they could be worse. You never know until you try it. Same thing with ammunition. Now, 22 long rifle, which was completely unobtainable 2-3 years ago. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. You had to jump through hoops, and if you found it, you had to hoard it and buy as much as you could at any one particular time. Send your kids into the store, send your wife into the store. You know, anybody who could track down some ammunition, if they could track down the right kind of ammunition for you, would have to run to the store and get it if they saw it, or snatch it up anytime. It's not that bad now. Now you can actually find stuff. If you live in a free state, where I do now, where you can actually order stuff online, that helps. Just got to factor in the shipping cost versus the gas price. I live in the middle of nowhere, so the shipping cost is almost always cheaper than the gas price because I'm a minimum of 1 hour from anywhere. That's just the way it is out here. So for me, shipping price is no big deal. So what you do is you come up with a whole bunch of rounds on a piece of paper. This is all shot at 50 yards. Actually, I think this was shot at 50 meters, even though I wrote down 50 yards. Judging by my off on the dial-up, I'm going to say it was at 50 meters. It was shot from a rickety plastic table. I know the other thing, the two things I always say is match the ammunition to the rifle, and shooting benches are evil. Shooting benches are evil. But sometimes you have to use that necessary evil of the shooting bench in order to take out the human factor and know exactly what you're looking at, like when you're doing testing, matching the ammunition to the barrel, when you're reloading and you're trying to find the load development of the exact load that you want in that rifle. You got to shoot from a bench. When I say shooting benches are evil, it's because it develops bad habits in the shooter. I'm going to do that in a completely different video, but shooting benches are evil. All right. So when I say some people are going to be pissed, I mean, that's just the way it is. People are going to be pissed. Only a certain segment, though. I mean, there are some people that make a lot of money trying to sell you the newest, biggest, best, brightest thing that's going to, this new improved little doohickey is going to make you suddenly shoot better. No. I know a lot of people on YouTube make a lot of money selling you that crap, that line of baloney. What makes you shoot better is practice. What makes you shoot better is having the right ammo for the rifle, or the right load. If in center fire, the right load for that rifle will be more accurate. And the same thing, the same tactics and techniques work on centerfire as they do on rimfire. It's just on rimfire you can't reload your own and come up with the perfect blend. You have to find the right manufacturer that's manufacturing the stuff that works for your rifle. Now at the same time, as time goes along, a manufacturer may be cranking them out that month and the quality control isn't the same. So a lot of people will, when they're buying their ammunition, they'll be taking notes of batch number and stuff like that. I don't go quite to that point. I'm starting to think maybe I should, because I think I got an off batch that it still wasn't bad. It's just in the game that we're playing, a tiny little deviation is the difference between a hit and a miss. So you got to have the best possible, the narrowest possible spread in your deviation. And we'll get into that in a minute when I start talking about shooting out to 100 yards. But I've got my sheet of paper with a bunch of holes on it. I have, I have a bunch of these sheets of paper because I've been doing this for a million years. Always date them so you can go back into your file pile, look up all your targets and see, no matter if it's rimfire, centerfire, shotgun, whatever. So you can see what works best at that particular time in your rifle. Now this was the rifle in a most recent video that I cleaned the bore, and it was a 22 long rifle rimfire, and I know a lot of people won't clean the bore. I clean the bore on that maybe once a year. I don't think I cleaned it probably a year and a half, and it really did need it. Normally the only thing I'm using is a pull-through bore snake, plain and simple. I'm going to do that once a month or so. I'm going to clean the crown of the rifle all the time. The crown of the rifle is super important.